Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. If you know me and my channel, you know that I love to talk about emergency preparedness and especially around food preparation. I wanted to let you guys know today that for the month of August, I've partnered with Jackery and their Keep Your Food Fresh campaign. And what I'm going to be doing is highlighting their solar generator, the HP3000, along with their solar panels as well. These collectively are part of a larger solution that Jackery offers. It's called the Essential Home Backup System. So for the month of August, I'm going to be putting these things through the paces, testing them out to see what they can do. I'm going to show you some of the ways that I like to use this in case the power's out and I need to power my home and keep my food fresh and keep the lights on. So let's get to it. All right, so one of the first things I did in the setup process was I downloaded the Jackery app to my phone. I then made sure that the solar generator's Bluetooth was enabled. And then it's pretty easy to just open the app, scan for available devices, and it'll find your solar generator for you. There's a few settings in here you can tweak. There's not a whole lot you can do, but basically you can monitor, your inputs and outputs and what your current power levels are and that sort of thing. Super handy. All right, let's talk some of the technical specs of the HP3000. I love all the ports on the front of this thing. Lots of AC output. There's also a 30 amp output that will run your camper. 4 usable USB ports, and the heads-up display is super easy to see. On the outside, we have your basic DC and AC inputs. This thing comes in at just under 60 pounds. What I really like about it is it fully charges in about 2.5 hours and has 4,000 cycles. The Solar Saga 500X panels are super lightweight. You get 6 individual panels. They're 85 watts each. Some assembly is required. All right, so one thing that I love to do is to keep a backup fridge in my garage. This is for all of my overflow from my house. Any extra survival preps, food related that I like to keep. Generally keep this thing mostly full. It's a little short right now, but what I want to do is I want to run this thing against the Jackery to see what kind of a runtime I can get out of it. Because it's a little bit smaller of a fridge, I think I'm going to get some pretty significant runtime out of it. So I'm going to leave it plugged in for a couple of days and keep an eye on it and see what happens. All right, so I came back out to check on the test here and see how it's going with my refrigerator plugged into the HomePower3000. It's been just about 20 hours now, And when I came out here to check, it looks like we're at about 54% battery, so roughly about halfway. So I don't want to run this thing down all the way because I don't think that that's really recommended, but doing my math, if I'm doing it correctly, this test tells me that I can run this refrigerator for roughly about 40 hours before the batteries will be completely drained. Now imagine if during this power outage, I could do a couple of things. One is I could turn down the temperature on the refrigerator, which would probably save some battery. I also could have a solar panel or a solar panel setup plugged into this thing during the day, which would obviously replenish the batteries and give us a longer run time. We had a big storm one night, power went out. This is a shot I got of the Jackery on my front porch with the lightning in the background. I think this Jackery solar generator is a great solution if you need to work when the power is out. I certainly do this. I was able to power 3 different computers with their monitors. I was also able to run some residual stuff like some speakers, and I was able to charge my phone at the same time. Eventually, I plugged in a lamp as well. As a content creator, I spend a lot of time in the outdoors working off-grid, especially because my channel is designed around emergency preparedness and bushcraft and other things. So I spend a lot of time off-grid in my camper. So what I historically done is run a 3600 watt gasoline generator, which is kind of a pain because it, obviously it's loud, requires a lot of gas. And a lot of states now are starting to outlaw the use of generators in like national parks and state parks and that kind of thing because of fire risk. So what I decided to do was the HomePower3000 is a 3600 watt solar generator. So I thought I'm going to do a test run and plug this thing directly into my camper and see what it'll do. So the success of this has been overwhelming. So just to give you an idea, this is like the kind of typical setup I might have if I'm working indoors. So I like to have the generator with me. It can power my laptop, my microphones. I can recharge my drone. I can run an emergency weather radio. I can do all of this stuff running off of the HP3000. The other thing that this thing can do is if I have it plugged directly into my camper, I've tested this out, it can run my microwave. It obviously can run my little refrigerator, which is electric only. All the lighting inside can run off of this thing. The TV also works. So pretty much, and the air conditioner. So everything that I need in a 30 amp small camper can be run directly off of the HomePower3000, and I don't have to use a gas generator anymore. This is huge for me. So this is really important to point out. So the HP3000 has a surge of 7,200 watts. Now, why is this important? Because I'll use my camper as an example. So in order to be able to run this air conditioner as an example, when it first kicks off, it creates a surge of power. So that can overwhelm generators or maybe even smaller types of units. But because the HP3000 can handle a surge of power up to 7,200 watts, running this stuff is no problem at all. The microwave has the same limitation. So I've tested out all of this stuff. It runs flawlessly off the HP3000. I'm super stoked about that. It will certainly improve my off-grid living situation when I'm out creating content and that sort of thing. So it's super exciting. All right, I don't mess around when I test gear, and I certainly didn't mess around when I was testing out this setup from Jackery. The HP3000 with the 500X solar panel setup is amazing. The runtime tests that I did were super successful, whether it was, coffee pot, refrigerator, whatever. All the things that I tested, the performance exceeded my expectations. I really love the fact too that I was able to hook it up to my camper. It runs even the devices that require that maybe have a huge amount of power surge, like my microwave and my air conditioner, ran them without any issue at all. I was super impressed by that. That obviously dramatically improves my off-grid living. So in closing, I'm just going to say I'm impressed. I was really glad when Jackery reached out to me and we talked about a collaboration and a partnership for their campaign that they're doing this month around Keep Your Food Fresh, and talking about how you can improve your food situation in the event of a serious emergency or disaster. I appreciate them reaching out to me. I'm glad to partner with them, and I'm glad to give their product a plug, because I put all this stuff through its paces, and really I have nothing negative to say about any of it. It worked flawlessly. It's the best solution that I've used personally, and I'm really excited to continue to use this type setup in the future, and to also see what Jackery has in store as they continue to develop their product lines and that sort of thing. So, highly recommended. If you're interested, I'll put some links down in the description so you can check out these products for yourself. If you have questions or comments, feel free to drop them below or contact me directly. I'll certainly be doing additional survival and prepping and disaster response types of videos in the future that will include Jackery products, because like I said, I'm sold. I'm the Wandering Prepper. I appreciate you guys watching my video today. Everybody take care of yourselves out there. I'll see you later.